One evening, as Leon strolled to the park with his loyal dog, Sam, he had no idea he was about to encounter something extraordinary. The air was crisp, and the golden hues of the setting sun painted the sky. Sam, usually calm, suddenly stopped, sniffing intensely at something in the grass before circling a tree excitedly. Leon followed, curious, and then he saw it. A tiny gray creature, shivering and alone. At first glance, it seemed to be a kitten, but something about it was unusual. It had enormous ears and large, glimmering eyes. Leon had never seen a kitten like this before. Without hesitation, he gently picked it up and placed it inside his jacket pocket, where it let out a faint squeak. He knew it wouldn't survive on its own, so he took it home, already wondering what kind of rare breed it might be. Back at his apartment, Leon made a small, cozy bed for the little one using a soft towel and a shoebox. He tried to figure out what to feed it, warming up some milk. He fed it carefully, relieved when it drank eagerly. He had never taken care of a kitten before, but he was willing to learn. He spent hours researching exotic cat breeds, trying to match its features, but nothing seemed to fit exactly. As he observed the tiny creature more closely, he was startled. Its eyes glowed a striking red in the light. A sense of unease crept into him. Was it sick? Could that be why someone had abandoned it? He barely slept that night, checking on the creature every hour. When morning came, he wasted no time and rushed to the nearest veterinary clinic. The waiting room was crowded, but when the vet finally called Leon in, everything changed. When Leon revealed the tiny animal, the specialist stared in shock. He examined the creature carefully, his brows furrowing as he turned it gently in his hands. Then, he let out a deep breath and looked at Leon. "This isn't a kitten," he finally said. "This is a baby galago, a miniature African primate." Leon blinked, unable to believe what he was hearing. "A primate? You mean like a monkey?" he asked in disbelief. The vet nodded. "Yes. They're also known as bush babies. They aren't native to this region, which means this one was likely smuggled into the country. Somehow, it must have escaped. It's a miracle it survived this long on its own." Leon's heart ached for the tiny creature. It had endured so much, all alone in an unfamiliar place. He immediately asked if he could keep it, but the vet quickly shook his head. These animals require a very specific diet, environmental conditions, and expert care. Even minor illnesses from common pets, like Sam, could be fatal to it. The best option is to hand it over to wildlife authorities, who can ensure its safety and rehabilitation. Leon hesitated. He had grown attached to the little creature in just one night. The thought of handing it over felt painful, but he knew the vet was right. "Where will they take it?" he asked, wanting reassurance. "There's a wildlife rescue center that specializes in rehabilitating exotic animals. If it's healthy, they'll try to return it to its natural habitat eventually." Leon sighed, running a hand through his hair. He wanted to make sure the little galago would be okay. "Can I check on its progress?" The vet smiled. "Absolutely. They keep records of every animal they rescue." Feeling slightly reassured, Leon agreed. That afternoon, he personally took the baby galago to the rescue center. As he handed the tiny primate over, he whispered, "You're going to be okay now." Days passed, and Leon couldn't stop thinking about the galago. He checked in with the rescue center regularly, learning that it was gaining strength and adapting well to its new environment. Knowing it was safe brought him peace. One evening, as he and Sam walked to the same park, he couldn't help but feel grateful. Thanks to Sam's keen instincts, they had stumbled upon something incredible. This was a day he would never forget, a day as unique as the tiny creature with the enormous ears and glowing red eyes.